I would like to thank Carla Jenkins for sending me this story, and this is a melanated excellence story right here. And also shout out to Sage Hito because I believe he also did a video talking about this little boy as well. But in this picture, you see a little boy and his mother, whose his mother's name is Nina Carr, and her son's name is Jayden Carr, and he's 10 years old. And as you can see, he's holding up a piece of paper that says Gamestop on it, and it's basically GameStop stock. It's basically recognizing that he has stock in GameStop. And in the midst of everything that was going on with the whole GameStop situation, this little boy, thanks to his mother, was able to make some very decent profits off of the whole situation right here. So something good did come out of it because, for a lot of people were very upset, and I can understand why. But there were also some, I guess you could say, light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article and see what else we can find out. The GameStop stock surge has benefited small-scale investors, many of them surprised at their unlikely windfalls. Perhaps none so much as a 10-year-old boy from San Antonio. The fifth grader was gifted 10 GameStop shares each at $6.19 as a Kwanzaa present from his mother in December 2019. She bought the stock simply because her son liked to buy video games at the store, and she wanted to teach him a little bit about the stock market. In a matter of minutes this week, Jayden Carr became an unexpected beneficiary of the market mayhem as his $60 stake in the video game retailer grew to $3,200. Is this really happening right now? Jayden's mother, Nina Carr, remembers asking herself. I couldn't believe it was true. Carr, age 31, was working in her home office on Wednesday when a slew of news alerts came about GameStop's Reddit-spurred surge started appearing on her phone. Her jaw dropped. Once she absorbed the news, she sprinted to her son's bedroom. I was so excited for him, she said. In simple terms, she described to Jayden what happened to his GameStop shares and why they suddenly skyrocketed. She was saying that stocks hardly ever go up this way, so if I wanted to sell it, we should sell it now, Jayden said. Ultimately, the choice was his. It wouldn't be fair for me to make the decision on his behalf, Carr explained. Besides, she added, if he lost the money, it would have been a lesson learned. So, she asked her only child the burning question, do you want to sell or stay? To her relief, Jayden decided to sell. I was so excited. I thought it wasn't even reality. Carr then walked her son through the selling process, and he cashed out his shares. The plan is to put $2,200 in Jayden's savings account and then invest the remaining $1,000 as a mother-son team. When Carr bought the 10 GameStop shares in 2019 as a Kwanzaa gift, she certainly did not anticipate the value would one day spontaneously soar, she said. Her sole intention in purchasing the stock was to reach her then 8-year-old son about Ujamaa, which means cooperative economics. It's one of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. The goal was to ensure he knows the value of a dollar and how to manage money, Carr said, explaining that Ujamaa is the idea of sharing wealth while strengthening personal finances and self-reliance. Beyond relating the gift to the deeper meaning of the holiday, Carr said that since Jayden's father passed away in February 2014, it has been a priority for her to educate her son about money management. I'm very frugal, and saving is a big part of what I do. Being the only parent, I want to set a good example for him, she said. I got into finance when his dad passed away. I wanted to make sure his future was in good hands. According to Jayden, he has already learned a lot from his mom. She is always teaching me what to do in case of emergencies in life and how to save money to one day buy a car and a house, he said. Carr, who is a public health nutritionist and runs her own business, felt the gift was an opportunity to reinforce the importance of investment, she said. As for deciding which company to invest in, the choice was obvious. Jayden is a video game enthusiast, so we were always in and out of GameStop, constantly getting different video games, Carr explained. I thought, how can I mix our principles of Kwanzaa with something I know he really wants? In an effort to ensure her son still had a proper present to open, I had to figure out something to give this kid to unwrap, she recalled. I printed out a template and filled in his information, put it in a picture frame, and wrapped it up. While the gift may not have been the Xbox One he was hoping for, he was definitely excited because it had GameStop's name on it. Plus, Jayden was especially jazzed after his mother explained to him that he owned a small portion of a company he loves. More than 2 years later, the frame still sits in a place of honor in Jayden's bedroom. Now, though, it carries new meaning, a memento of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. While market manipulation is not a new phenomenon, the magnitude, scale, and speed of this was unprecedented. Veljko Fotok, a finance professor at the University of Buffalo, said. Although the scheme is problematic in many ways, Fotok said, I think the more kids learn and the more money they understand the markets, the better equipped they are to plan for their own retirement, and the better off we are as a society. For Jayden, this is just the beginning. He has already got big plans. I am now looking for companies that pay dividends, he said confidently. First off, let me just say and give major kudos to this boy's mother. She did something that a lot of Black parents need to do more when it comes to finances and the well-being of their kids' financial future. She could have easily just dodged this whole thing and just like bought her son video games and everything like that, but she knew the value of what having ownership in a company would be, and it was very smart of her to help her son with this, especially since she said her son loved video games. So why not invest in something that you love that could pay out in the future? And I know it probably blew her away because, like they said, she got this stock for her son in 2019. So you thinking over 2 years ago, and to find out that that thing has finally activated after 2 years and some change, that will blow anybody away. It's just unfortunate that, the circumstances behind the whole thing cut everybody off from it, because they would have still been making money right now. But, it's a test run. It's a little taste of what's to come in the future. And I'm glad they already had plans for the money, and how they set it aside for different things. But that's a huge testament to who she is, not only as a mother, but who she is as a person. Like, she was looking out for her son's future. It's unfortunate that, her husband passed. Well, they said the son's dad, but they didn't specify if that was her husband or not, but that's neither here nor there. But, it's unfortunate that his dad passed and, he wasn't able to see what the outcome of what this stock was going to do. And by this happening, who knows what direction this kid's future is going to go. And he's probably going to continue to do this more. And I said on my Twitter account a couple weeks ago that I'm glad to hear stories of Black people investing in their future. I'm very glad to hear that. A lot of times they always say that Black people don't invest in it. We don't do this and we don't do that. But there are Black people out there. It's just that they're not mainstream and they're not as out loud with it as many people would like them to be. But sometimes moving in silence is the best thing to do. And then when you're ready to make some noise, it'll be around the time when it's worth making noise. So I definitely salute this mother. Congratulations to both her and her son. I hope they keep this going, with future endeavors. And I'm almost certain that they will, because once you get a little taste, once you get that little swig of success when it comes to something like this, you're not going to want to stop. It's almost going to become like an addiction or an obsession, to continue winning and everything like that. And I'm glad she consulted with him, because the stock is in his name, even though she got it for him. She said she let him make the decision of whether to keep it or hold on to it or sell the shares. And the boy, on his own accord, decided to sell the shares. And that she said that was his decision. She didn't make the decision for him. And I'm very glad that that was the case as well. Even though he's 10 years old, he was able to make up his own mind about what he wanted to do with what was in his name. So everything about this story is just amazing. I love everything about it, from the beginning of it to the middle to the end. And I'm sure everybody out there listening enjoyed it as well. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Text the number that is pinned down in the comments so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.